And here I am making sure that as I get into this stream that things are okay. I'm just testing the audio. Again, that's also why we needed the timer. So, yeah, let me just see, as we're on about 45 seconds now. We should be hitting a certain thing. Never mind, we're hitting the wrong thing. So, right before this countdown timer ends, I have to switch things myself because it's not going to look like how I expect it to be if I do not do so, because then we'd be entering the wrong screen for whatever reason. Partly because my scenes have been changed around in OBS, so... By the way, here's hoping that all my audio is correct, but as I get down to about 5 seconds, I'm going to switch the screen myself. Because for some reason, it's going to switch to my AFK stream. AFK screen, and I don't know why it's like that. But the rules are on screen if you need to look at them. There's no way you can pause it, but I will go over them in audio form because, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. 3 Harbinger runs with Moriko. We'll use quick play to randomize settings. And then survive all 3 runs. Although the one asterisk is that the Headless Mannequin must be defeated in one of these runs. And yeah, we'll move on. I was going to say more on things that I wanted to say, and I completely forgot. So let's hit quick play and see what we've got today. If though to Knight Errant character excludes... Hold on, let me just actually write this down, just so I don't mess up. And one last time, I hope my audio is okay, because I was actually recording a thing, and it didn't actually work the way I intended, but that's why all my scenes are messed up in OBS, because I went through... I do have profiles saved here and there, but listen, things did not work as I expected them to, and here I go. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. The other thing I wanted to say is if this, for some reason, I die immediately for whatever reason, then all I want to say is that we are probably going to do something else. I have 2 things planned, but not really. And, you know, I want to go just a little bit longer, but if the stream is only as slow as it is, then yes. So I can randomize from the character select screen, but it automatically randomly selects a character, which is why I don't really get the choice to. Also, I think there's one other thing, but I forgot. Mainly, though, if I hit this randomize button, it doesn't actually start me as Moriko, I'm pretty sure. Or the character that I select, so... Either way, hitting quick play is kind of ingrained into my muscle memory, but it's you know, it's what it is. So, add random item sets, and if I don't get it completely right, I mean, whatever. It's as random as it's going to be. But... as we get into it, though, to Knight Errant character-exclusive random item Moriko. Yeah, the reason why I was gonna go with harsher rules for myself on this challenge, quote challenge, but, you know, running to the Headless Mannequin is, unless my muscle memory does otherwise, it should be pretty easy. Now, all things considered, I actually forgot how hard the Headless Mannequin is for the amount of HP and damage it deals. But so we have a Light Source, Takshisan, second Charisma, and Strength. The other thing I should probably touch on is what this challenge entails. So if I fail, I have to release an audio video. I've already released one already. It's about Mizuki and the Young Witch. But if I survive, I'm still gonna write the fanfic. I just don't have to make an audio video. That's the only thing. So either way, I have to write something. And most of the reason why I decided to make this series of sorts is because I wanted to get back into writing more than I currently was about 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks to like a few months ago. So hey, that being said, if we get scissors in our run, that'll give us basically any mystery that takes us into the school at least a couple of times is going to be good to try and get that part of the challenge out of the way, but also surviving 3 runs. So we're not re-rolling mysteries, by the way. That's just as a matter of fact, which means that if I don't run to the Headless Mannequin, at some point I have to grind the school, and if for some reason I fail, then, well, that's my real-life luck stack kicking in, and I'm just gonna take it to the face. So, Household Hell, Flood, Akamanto, Metamorphosis, and Vigil. So, immediately 3. And I need to take one of these. Probably gonna be Akamanto, all things considered. I could also take Metamorphosis 3rd, but I think I'm gonna take it 2nd and then enter Flood. I think that's the plan. So yeah, don't think you've ever battled a Headless Mannequin, and then, yeah, you always take the mask in that event, because there's no reason to fight an enemy on Harbinger if you can avoid it. It does, I think it gives you like 25 experience, but you have to be able to like pretty much 2-shot it for that to ever be worth. Well, if you lose a bit more, sure, but it's still HP that you lose. Yeah, so we're going to take Akamanto now. We're not going to get ending A, but no one really cares, and Flood is going to be the same way, but you save on Doom there as well. School is at max threat level, and so is downtown, but I think downtown's still going to be the go-to pick here, at least for the first 3 school, sorry. Because if I enter Flood, I might enter the school. And I think, yeah, Metamorphosis does have some downtown investigations. Okay, I did pick up the handcuffs. Although I think I'm going to pop the Inspiring Novel during Flood, because of things. So the only real thing that should go wrong here is that I accidentally picked the wrong decision. Actually, no, there is, RNG is still the bigger worry. But for me personally, it will likely be the fact that I accidentally muscle memory, and then I grab the mask and not get the thing. Yeah, and then I personally believe the Demon Mask is the best mask you can pick up out of the pool of masks, if you are given a pool of masks to draw from. But the other masks aren't bad either. I think Funny Mask is my favorite, because Demon Mask, for some reason, I don't like my max stamina to go that low. But, hey. So we check the lockers. So that's another school event where you just run into an enemy. And those do not count for your encounter unlock. So if you're trying to play it smart and be like, oh, I'm gonna fight an enemy that comes from a school event, and then, yeah, I won't run into any school enemies. That's not how it works. It's only if you investigate into a school enemy. And then Pain. For me, I think it's like Funny Mask, Demon Mask, and Ritual Mask. Even though the Ritual Mask is near, like, useless as a proc item, for me, anyway, I personally just, you know, because I believe, I have to stick by my beliefs, right? Because I do believe so, but because I believe that I lose more reason than stamina, therefore Ritual Mask seems better. Does that my logic check out? Anywho. For me, if I had to explain myself, I wouldn't do this, by the way. We're on it, though, too. I should actually Ghostly Spirit instead. And if I have to grab the Demon Mask, yeah. Choosing between Ghostly Spirit and Demon Mask, I think this is the safer play. I'm pretty sure I get to. No, I don't get this guaranteed. 95 into 95. For all intents and purposes, this should be a 1 turn. But there is always a chance. That's not guaranteed. Although I will say, because I've talked about it before, if I had to take a risk and it involves me dying, my threshold for RNG is, what do I want to say? How safe I feel will change based on the risk involved. So if I'm going to die, I'm probably not going to roll on an 85%, depending. I might roll on 85%. 75% would be a bit iffy for me. But if I'm not going to die, yeah, I'd gladly roll on 75%. So, yeah, Ritual Mask, for those who don't know, either watching now or in the future, is the reason version of the Kendo Helmet, both of which have a chance of proccing of you not losing any of the appropriate damage. Ritual Mask Reason, Kendo Helmet Stamina. But for some reason, it doesn't really proc as much for me, but I think, I believe, in the last I checked, I mean, it's not for the mask, but usually RNG and Roll of Horror is around the range of 25 to 33%. I think in the mask case, it's closer to 25%, but if not, I mean, 15% or 40%, those are both nearly the same number for me. Like, they're not, theoretically speaking, but we don't go by theoreticals on this channel, because theoreticals do not apply here. Now, I wouldn't like to lose stamina here. So, I guess I'm gonna take or try to go for the ring. I get Frostbite either way, but we can get rid of that. That way we can also grab painkillers while we're doing this. I think I'm just going to eat them immediately as well. No reason, well, there is a reason to save on them, but hey. So, yeah, so 20%. I was about to say, if I didn't say, I was going to say I believe in 20% too, but it's around that range, but it's around the range as, for me, is near enough as doesn't matter, if that makes any sense. So, even if I thought it was 25%, I think that my guess would have been 25%. If it's 20%, I mean, yeah, 1/4 out of 1/5 does make a difference. But it's not the biggest difference. It's not like it's, oh, I got it wrong. It wasn't 25 or 20%. It was 60%. 60% is kind of where the jump starts. But even then, if my life depended on a 60% chance, that's, yeah. And again, that's not saying that's a worthless item. You can't have it be like 60, 70%. Because, I mean, like, being a little bit serious for a moment, dodge was, I think, 60, 70% at some point. It was better than 50%. Or if it was 50%, it was nerfed, even though now that Harbinger difficulty exists, that 50% becomes not worth taking. Because that extra point of damage you take is a lot scarier. Now, obviously, if you're not playing on Harbinger with the damage increase, dodge just becomes more efficient in general, because before a kill turn, instead of bracing, you dodge. Because if an enemy's doing 1 damage, you can't brace and get anything. But you can dodge, so... You know. Can we go for this, by the way? We can. Because we have deft handling. I think, yeah, both of these are guaranteed, because deft handling. Anywho. 20% should be additive in the current battle. I'd have to crunch the numbers to see if I agree or disagree to certain extents, but I don't doubt. That sounds like an okay idea. I'm not going to say the best idea, but I mean, it's not a bad idea. Just based off what I'm reading. But a lot of things seem like a good idea when the current status quo is not as great. Also, yes, this is the last quote unquote last day, quote-unquote, for the update to appear before, theoretically speaking, the developer is late. But I'm not going to... What did I say I believed in, that I was willing to put money down, that the update would arrive when, as the developer said? Or did I say that there's... I know that I said that there's a chance that it's not, or a higher chance that the update does not come out. I'm deciding on what to do, by the way. I know I'm about to enter Flood, but not losing this HP would be great as well. Actually, maybe I should have grabbed the Blessed Shell. I don't mind shooting this twice, or going for the double shot here. 70% to 60%. Let me calculate that. But yeah, I know I said it, but I don't know which I said. If I had to put a guess on what I believe is correct. So this is a 42%, by the way. 70% to 60%. I mean, I'm not going to die, but... Did that? That must have appeared either while sleeping in the past 18 hours or so, or something else. But if that's so, I mean, it depends on where you live as well. The time zone could be different, but... I mean, again, if it's like even a week late, I wouldn't even say anything. 2 weeks is kind of when I go, But then if it takes at the end of April, even then, I wouldn't be too mad. But I would just sympathize with the fact that there are going to be people who, who expect things... Not on time, but on time relative to when a developer, not just Panstaz, says that something is to be released. But again, it also depends on your track record. For example, I'm really deciding if I want to take this 46% chance, by the way. And I'll say this because it's an actual example that exists. Like, when Yoshi P apologized for not releasing, I think it was an update to FF14 on time, I mean, everyone was like, dude, you did so much work, so... Again, it's a case-by-case basis in that regard. I don't think you can ever really slap a thing. I don't know if I can brace into anything, but... Anywho. So, I can go for this 70%. Can I somehow guarantee a thing into this? Kind of. 80%, 70%. I'm still taking 80, 70%. I would have to throw something. I know I could have used the Inspiring Novel, but again, I'm saving that for Flood. I might just have to eat this 4 damage in the face. I feel like I have something better to do, aside from just Ghostly Spear, but... Maybe I just Ghostly Spear twice and put myself at 10 max stamina. Because I have to remember, I am doing a challenge here, so dying here does matter. But I'd cast Ghostly Spear twice and get out. Compared to the RNG involved... What did I say? No, wait. Don't I have better odds here if I do this? Yeah, I do, right? Because it's... This is... Well, this is actually guaranteed here. No, I have to go for a strong. That's why. So 70%... 70%... 80%. Yeah, no, these are better odds. Why did I think they're the same? So 80% into 70%, I think is like close to 55. Let me actually do... I'm just really curious about it. Yeah, 56%. And I don't die. Again, it's around my threshold of what I'm willing to gamble. The problem is I lose 6-all if I lose this gamble, so... Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, because if I don't hit this, I can at least react with Ghostly Spear. You would personally always prioritize a perfect but delayed update than a rush run. Yeah, and I agree with that too. You just kind of follow the common sense logic, which is, because if an update comes out, and I mean it's gonna have its share of bugs, we don't have the power of multiverse timelines in the real world until we do, but you get what I mean. There's no way for us to know which was the better option. But if we get something with less bugs, and usually World of 4 doesn't have like bugs that crash the game, they're more just funny haha bugs. But as long as, I mean, again, it's sad that that's kind of the standard these days, but as long as the game doesn't crash really, and easily anyway, then I would accept it. So, but obviously an update that's not delayed but still perfect would be preferred, but if I had to choose like my priorities, it would be, priorities, it would be obviously a perfect but not delayed update. But then right after that would be a perfect but delayed update. And then if you delay, or if you don't delay it after that, I mean, we're in the realm of bad. But if you delay or not delay an update, actually no, you would rather have a non-delayed update that's not perfect, because then you could get feedback faster from your players, as opposed to an update that was delayed but is like, if the same quality came out but it was delayed, you would rather have it faster so that you can fix problems based on feedback and whatnot. As for game development specifically, in my opinion. Not that I really have had people testing games that I've developed, but even then, when you get feedback faster, it turns out it's normally for the better. Also, I should have popped the inspiring novel early. I have made a mistake. Because then I would have been able to 2-turn, possibly even 1-turn this encounter, but hey. Let's see if we hit this. Not first, because we're doing 20-minute runs in general. Yeah, and so that's... I mean, well... Yeah, I mean, it depends on the genre of game. So there are different challenges for different genres of games. Obviously, a AAA game that takes about... For a casual person... Well, that was casual gamer, I guess. More a casual gamer, but a gamer still. That takes 6 to 8 hours to complete is... a bit more intensive in some regards, but a roguelike game has to be perfect in the way of when you do so, you have to, you're kind of looking at the same amount of time if those runs can change in very specific ways based on what you do on one run compared to the next run. So people who think that roguelike games are easier to test, no, because it depends on, again, if you have mechanics that change based on the order of runs, then that can be just as much time, if not more, than games that are linear, I guess. Does that make sense? So, for example, if say World of War ever had a persistent variable mechanic where if you shoot the gun as Moriko in your first run, but in a later run you can no longer shoot guns and, dialogue changes, then you need to test that, but then you also have to test the run where you don't shoot a gun and dialogue is different again. And so basically your time is doubled in that regard, as opposed to runs. Again, that's not what happens in World of Horror, but you get what I mean. And even then, small little syntax things, I know this is really interesting to me, though, so we're kind of talking about this. But even then, like, you can have things like the order of achievement unlocks in World of Horror. I think they work on basically, from what I know, they work on a password type system, but even odd things that can happen in code, like if you unlock the achievement where you win as Kyrie before you get the achievement where you win as Aiko, then maybe that causes a bug, but if you get the Aiko achievement before the Kyrie achievement, there are no problems. Does that make any sense? So, for whatever reason, that can cause bugs, because maybe there's something in the code where it checks for, it goes through, a list. So say it checks for, hey, did you get the Kyrie achievement? Then it checks for the Aiko achievement. Maybe there's some wonky code that's going on where one set of order of unlocking achievements does not cause a bug, but a separate order, like doing Aiko first and then Kyrie, causes a bug. Things, again, small things like that can cause really odd issues. And also, since we're about to get Night Errant, I think I'm just going to do this and move on. So funny to say, though, if I were autopiloting as I just did, and I reached that event with the Headless Mannequin, I probably would have grabbed the mask on purpose. But anywho, well, the opposite most likely, right? Do you carry ammo between ones? I know the cigarette carrying bugs was removed. Yeah, so we had a cigarette carrying bug, and so small things like that. While it doesn't crash the game, it does cause some wonky stuff, so... it causes wonky stuff. So I think I'm just gonna roll on complete RNG though. Yeah, I don't think you carry ammo between runs though. That would be a... Although at the same time, I haven't particularly play tested for that bug in World of Horror. And that's all I can really say about that. So, yeah, we'll move on. Let's trade off some stamina here, by the way. We should probably trade off 4 stamina for 2 reasons overall in this encounter, because... And I guess I'll just roll RNG. I shouldn't be doing this, but we're gonna see. But yeah, basically though, even so, I think there is some... And I don't think, but I know that there is some merit to... You know, seeing which bugs are more likely to be reached by a casual player. You still want to play test certain situations. That's why testing is actually a job in game development. But you also want to think about, or you also, you know, seeing what the average case for players is another piece of information that is also valuable. But at the same time, you do need to test very specific things, like if something really funny, like if you click here when you're opening the blinds, maybe it causes, you know, damage to increase by 1 randomly for whatever reason, but when you click anywhere else on this blind, then nothing happens. Something weird like that. So you want to test all sorts of things that the player can do, and turns out the better you can do that, the better you are as a tester. So it's odd. I mean, you don't go completely out of your way to do... I mean, you do go out completely out of your way. I missaid that. That's, you actually do want to go out of your way. You want to think outside the box and test every single odd possibility that can exist. But hey, also I didn't trade as much stamina as I wanted to, but hey, should be perfectly fine. Anyway, Vigilant to Hell? Yeah, Vigilant to Hell. And away I go. Please don't tell me we have roads closed, never mind. I think that applies during Vigil. I can see, because, yeah, roads closed applies its doom before you even run to any events. So, you see it hit 49, but then it hits 50, so... That kind of also, as a developer, at least concept-wise, it's really interesting to see that, because that means I know, I'm tapping on my brain in real life, but that means I know that roads close is taking effect when I hit the button to investigate, but not when it calculates doom that increases from entering the event or encounter. But if you enter encounter, that's why doom doesn't increase. Again, really, it's also important as a player to notice this stuff, but as a developer, it kind of gets hammered into my brain to look out for these things. Anywho, 4 battles in a row, and we move on. Because we're on... I mean, we could fight this boss, but it involves us doing the ritual anyway, so... I should have also drank the... Wait, no, I just got the wine bottle, right? Anywho. How many infants there are in World of Horror? There are, yeah. There are, I want to say, still at least half a dozen, minimum. But again, in a vacuum of runs, I don't really mind. Even though by house rule, wow, I'm taking 5 reason damage here, by the way. Yeah, just as a general house rule, I don't employ them anyway. But it also does, again, take... some RNG. That's why when I look at game balance, while infinites do exist, and those are funny haha infinites most of the time, that do actually make you nigh invincible, but you are looking very... It's not easy to do. If it were easy to do, then that's one thing. And even then, I mean, there are no stakes in World of Horror, so it's not like you really... It's not like... And the main obvious example is if, for some reason, World of Horror turned into a PvP game, but... Hey, also, yeah, I think that... Yeah, the meat cleaver went into the storage, but hey. I'm also dying to reason, by the way, so that's not great, but hey. Yeah, because obviously, even I am not willing to sit there and crunch numbers, even though I do sit there and crunch numbers, but you get what I mean. Just kind of thinking about laying all the spells, items, perks out, and trying to look for a way to do infinites is not something I would do anyway. And the Curious Bad, yeah, so someone just said it in chat now. Curious Bad exploit has been fixed, so there are, I guess one of the easier infinites to look for, or ways to look for infinites, is gone now, because it, Curious Bad now costs one doom to reroll. I think we can go for this, actually, the ending A. We are on our 4th mystery, so this old man is doing a bit more damage, but I think it might be better to try and... If for no other reason than the extra experience is nice, so... And we do have Ghostly Sphere. So yeah, 4 Doom, and Night Errant penalty is 6 Doom. Can I defeat this old man in under pretty much 2 turns? So 17... The answer looks like kind of no, unless I hit both of these next turn. I should have also drank this, but we'll wait for next turn. So if I hit all of this, I could actually brace first. I'm pretty sure. Kind of. 37, because I'm looking to put him down to 32 HP so I can go for a double fire turn. I guess theoretically speaking, I can if I throw this bottle of water. Don't I have something else to throw? No. I can't drink the wine bottle yet because that'll affect my next turn, so that's why... I mean, we're going to get an empty bottle from drinking the wine bottle anyway. Never mind. I'm just going to do this then. And we still don't get out, but... Yeah, I should have grabbed the Blessed Shell. 85-85, so pretty much 64%. Flood Rest action, sure, there must be a way to still do Curious Bag Spilling with some perks and stuff, but it's way less obvious. Yeah, because as long as an Infinite's requirements only require grabbing certain spells, it means that you can still use Curious Bags to get into an Infinite situation, or set yourself for an Infinite, as long as you get the spells that you need, because a lot of Infinites lower Doom, or there are Infinites that lower Doom, so I think we're gonna go for this. I can use Ghostly Sphere. Yeah, let's use Ghostly Sphere, and then we will go for a double fire action. Oh, that's right, I ran out of bullets. Oh, whoops. Woo, 56709. So, we should be able to hit this, but either way, we're taking some amount of Doom, but at least I get experience here. So, hey. We're entering our last mystery with 64% Doom, and I think it's Household Hell, so effectively we're at 70% Doom going into this last mystery, which isn't so bad. We can take Perception here for the sake of Perception, but I'll also take Strength because Strength. And away we go. So we shouldn't have really any high threat level locations. After the school, I can also set the police station to the mansion to avoid damage penalties, but hey. Let's actually switch, and I can't... Oh no, I don't have enough experience. I was going to say, I could have traded experience for funds to grab a pack of cigarettes. That's not happening either. But we do have Ghostly Spear in case anything really, really weird happens. Mainly I run into a bad enemy, although Drenched is not going to help me, but... And I just see now that I have hallucinations. That's why my perception is so low, but hey. We can increase our perception with the power of the flashlight. So away I go. No time for that. Decrease Doom when possible. Now, if that had been a high threat level location, then it would have been a bad thing. We can actually take damage here. This is perfectly fine. For Reason is perfectly fine. Although I'm just going to play it safe and not use Ghostly Spear yet, because I don't know if I'm going to run into any other encounter. So here, actually, this is the Mannequin as well, right? I thought this was only school. Yeah, this is a school event, so... I wonder if that's a bug, but either way, I'll take it. I mean, there's nothing really I can say about that, so... The problem is this Mannequin is doing a lot of damage, but I have Ghostly Spear, so it's fine. So 30 HP minus 4 all, that's... Again, this is... So think about it. This is doing minus 2 all, and it has 24 HP base on the first mystery of a non-Harbinger difficulty run. So, yeah, we're definitely going to look for Ghostly Spear plays here. Because losing about 2-3 stamina and max stamina is probably a lot better than getting smacked for 4 all. So, yeah. Although, I do need to bring it down. No, I can throw the flashlight. Yeah, throwing the flashlight here is going to save me more. So, yeah. I don't know about that. You'd have to ask someone who knows more about the lore. Is the Headless Mannequin the start of the full Something Truly Evil? I will happily admit I do not know the answer to that. Hey, you could also add some lore. Not lore. What am I trying to say? Am I gonna die here actually though? Hold on. But I mean, if we're gonna be meta about it, you could also just say that that body type is a normal part of the art style for World of Horror, specifically for feminine bodies, I guess, because that, it's a headless mannequin. I think it uses the pronoun she in the thing, and we'll move on. Light. So we lost our light source, but we have 9 reason. Tachi-san second, and I could actually die here. We don't have the 6th floor, but I don't know if that's much of a consolation prize, because I did have 8 strength. But I should remember my second mystery, and as long as we do that, we're fine. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any bullets on us. We do have a... Oh, no, never mind. We don't have the meat cleaver. Did I really not pick up the meat cleaver? Anywho, moving on. So, well, I survived stamina and reason-wise, and we did defeat the Headless Mannequin, so all I need to do is survive 2 more runs, if I get out of this run in one piece, which I should be able to. I can just cast Ghostly Sphere, actually, and I shouldn't die. So, we'll do that. And as long as I get my second mystery correct, I should be okay, because I don't remember my second encounter at all. I took Akamanto first, and I think Metamorphosis second. So it wasn't the Sweaty Assailant, because I know I fought Akamanto and Meat Horror before that. What is it actually? No, I must have fought the Goblin Seal then. I want to say the Goblin Seal, because it's Seaside, right? Yeah, it was. Never mind, okay. We should be perfectly fine, because I know that Metamorphosis was my second mystery. Okay, we're perfectly fine. Alright, moving on. My back! Let me stretch for a moment and also take a sip of water while I do stuff. And just kind of calm down as I get ready for my next run. Acting like this is a sweaty kind of, professional play. That run took 29 minutes, by the way. Did it? Really? It did. That's interesting to see. But anywho. Let us... I don't know why I'm hitting all that. I mean, if I get Moriko, I can just roll with it. But we're going to hit Quick Play. And at least save the settings. Or, write down the settings. Look at that. Ill-fated. Character exclusive. So... that is going to be our next Moriko run. And we'll set it up now. So yeah, I don't know where these ideas come from. I swear I'm not just randomizing them randomly. But it's not like I really thought about these pairings that I'm coming up with here. Also, we're on ill-fated, so I actually would probably take Commoner. I would rather take Commoner, but hey. And then no random item stats, character-specific perks into Katak. So, Katak, ill-fated, character-exclusive Moriko. And yeah, I don't know where these things come from. It's just... I think I do kind of know what triggered it, because I remember when I put the... And we're going to take Deft Handling, by the way. When I put the fanfic for Mizuki up, someone mentioned Moriko, and I guess that's why I'm thinking of Moriko right now. But as I see Tachi-san, Knowledge, Dexterity, second Mystery, Strength, and maybe a second encounter check, I should just remember the second encounter check. Anyway, and Tachi-san is the very first step in the lighthouse. But we'll see what happens. Empty bottle, that'll be good for stamina healing if I keep Bath. If I don't, cry. Talked a bunch, to be fair. But yeah, if I'm talking about fanfics in particular and writing, yeah, that. I like to pick Warm Jacket as Moriko. I don't know why. But anywho, we'll roll for this twice. That's kind of a soft house rule on this channel. I only roll for the rumor twice, both for time save, but also because my eyes, and your eyes, if your eyes hurt. But Ramen, Sailors, Nails, Flood, Ward. So we do have Ward. We're taking Sailors last, so Ramen will probably be 4th, Nails first. And we'll see if I take Ward next, but we're going to take Nails, so we can go in here and grab... we'll grab the Blessed Shell, but also, more importantly, grab the Hospital Pass. To not receive pain. So taking a sip of water, by the way. You know what? We're going to enter Flood. Cursed Doll is actually going to be pretty cool. For me, anyway. But let's see. Love, her Doomer costume can't play without it, and it suits her too well. I have to try... Okay, I'll try that out on the 3rd run, if I survive, by the way. I'm not sure if I'm going to survive. Goodness, help. But, I mean, as Moriko, in general, if you play Moriko, she's not the best character, but she's pretty good, in my opinion, so... And mainly because, well, not just Old Shotgun, but that is a big contributing part, the biggest contributing part. But then also that the character is designed and implemented with perks and events that or basically the game that is set up for Moriko makes sense with Moriko. She gets the blessed shell when she prepares. She has 2 perks and 2 perks that serve her well for her gun gameplay, and then she has good recovery and Daddy's Girl. Does she have a 4th perk? Well, am I forgetting a 4th perk? If not, that can actually be a plus. That way we know for sure. It's a minus if a 4th perk would have been very good as Moriko. Did I grab the handcuffs, by the way? I did not. Whoops. That actually would have helped during Ward, but the most important thing was to get was the hospital pass, but yeah, now I'm kind of regretting it. Well, if nothing else, we do have the blessed shell. The problem is pain. So let's see what we can do. That's what we can do. We can take a shot at some point. But I think I actually want to take Ward next. That way I can heal up during Flood? Question mark? So let's just keep doing this. This is perfectly fine, though. Perfectly fine. And I think at about 10 HP I can go for something. 90%. I'm willing to roll on it. I'm not going to die from it, so 90% odds. Okay, good. We do get to level up again. Ammo stash is okay. Funny enough, I think I'd rather take Daddy's Girl. But we get ammo stash. I could also take more perception. My dexterity is at 2. Why is my dexterity at 2? Oh, infected wound. Well, I think I might actually want to get rid of that. Alternatively, ammo stash. I think I would rather do that. Because we can take strength for bracing, and we can move on. Drink this bottle of water. Fill it back up again. Yeah, into Ward we go. Yeah, I would have liked... I mean, I can ramen for handcuffs. You know what? Actually, for the no, because shooting... I'm not going to roll. I'm going to just play consistently, so we're just going to take Ward now. And let's actually get rid of that infected wound, because if we get flashbacks, we're immediately dead. I can't sell it anymore, so never mind. I guess we're... No, the Crystal is going to be useful in Flood. I'll take care of it later. I guess I'll take care of the infected wound later. I can take care of it now still at some point, but as long as before I get a curse, I don't have to feel afraid. Well, never mind. Let's just throw everything we have out the window. Because, well, into the storage for now. Because I'm going to use this to my utmost advantage. So, we'll clean up the hospital a little bit with the power of improvise, but at the same time, yeah, I'm thinking I do want to get rid of infected wound, because as great as this is, as much as this increases my survivability by a lot to do this, if I get flashbacks, I'm immediately dead. That RNG is now available. Or 2 broken bones, but flashback is the immediate worry. So let us find out. So we're not on the curious package phase yet, and even if we were, I think we're actually better right now. I am likely going to use the blessed shell on this boss. If I had the handcuffs, probably wouldn't have needed to. Probably would have just... Yeah, I think I would have one-turned the boss. 9 damage plus a Moriko... Plus Moriko attacks with deft handling, I think involves a 1-turn. But definitely a 2-turn if I had handcuffs. I don't, so we're just sitting here. And we'll see what happens. Is that enough turns? I'm just gonna keep going. Usually about turn 21 or 23 is when you have enough in the storage. But obviously you need less turns if you already have items in the storage, but hey. So yeah, so there were 2 things I was going to do if this stream was not as long as I expected it to be. One was that I could show you my progress on the graphics of the character I was working on. But the second most closer thing, I mean, they're both involved with custom content, but actually I need to get rid of one of these things, because if I get the curious package, I think I already give it to... Anywho. The second thing would have been my work on a custom mysteries, or basically a custom mystery pack. Although I'd probably introduce it slowly so I can test it out, but you get the point. It's gonna be a thing. For at least one of the custom characters I've already made. So custom mysteries that are centered, or not centered, but based on base mysteries like scissors and mermaids, but they are geared towards a character, I guess, if that makes any sense. Or it's the mysteries if a custom character were the one actually investigating it. That way, say, for example, if you play as a Shiba Inu, which you can play as in this game, I think that's custom content, it's that instead of in Vigil saying, oh, that dog has a family member that's in the Vigil, maybe it's just the dog, you know, kind of investigating. It's more in character than baseline generic, hey, this is a mystery that any character can do. Does that make sense? Anywho. I do want to equip this rock ring, by the way. That would be really great. But more importantly, I think we want the blessed shell first. Oh, we also didn't grab the hospital pass. That's right. That's why we're doing more investigations. Anywho. So yeah, we do want to skip investigations. But anywho, that's what would have happened, but I think I'm just going to still work on it silently. I'm kind of on scissors right now, but it's not going to be anything fancy. I am not an artist before I am someone who usually focuses on designing things. Or writing, if we're going to go that far. But we'll see what happens. That's why I'm starting with scissors for now. I'm probably going to do mermaids as well. And then I'm going to release it and see how it turns out. But we'll see. We're going to brace here, and I think we get this. Yeah, we should get this. In fact, I can even just do this. And away I go. Oh, we will grab more, because that was a downtown thing. Actually, we don't need the blessed gel, but I forgot if we have access to the storage the night before the boss. Or during the night we have the boss. So as we get 4 Doom here. Okay, yeah, it is the last night, so I can store the hospital pass and grab another thing to throw. And let's deal with this thing. So this is plus 10 damage, right? Do I actually just one-shot this? I get close. Yeah, but then, yeah, no, we only need to throw one thing, and then we just, with the power of a blessed shell and my mother, question mark, go down. And away we go. I never got rid of that infected wound, by the way, so hopefully I never get flashbacks. If I do, that's just, you know, that's just... The old gods have decided that I need to make an audio fanfic, so anywho. So I don't have access to the storage, so I need to do everything I want to do now, which is probably going to be store the empty bottle and take out the cursed doll. And we will move on. No longer have any need for the hospital pass, but into Flood I go, and we cross our fingers and hope we don't get flashbacks. In-game. I don't know if I've ever had a real flashback in real life, but anywho. Don't need to one-shot this thing. I could throw all 3 branches here. I'd rather do them on, throw them at the boss. Because we're going to heal all the damage here anyway, if that makes any sense. So while in that encounter, just pick little, not advice, but sharing what I'm thinking about, is that in that encounter, yes, it would have been more efficient to one-turn by way of throwing all my branches in one-turning that encounter. I think it would serve me better, and it makes more sense, because overall, efficiency-wise, we can just take the hit and then rest here, so... Yeah, the moment we get this Theologist, we're gonna rest, and we would have healed up to that amount anyway. Unless we don't, but that's something else to think about. My eyes! So, back into the village we go, and we can... No, we're just gonna take the stamina damage. And then we're gonna try to fight the boss soon. So as our reason depletes, we are probably going to also use the Cursed Doll, if for no other reason that we... Yeah, if for no other... Well, even though we're stuck at max reason, but we're probably only going to get this much healing done anyway. Yeah. And then we can move on to the boss. But yeah, as our reason depletes, we can use the Cursed Doll, but also because we have the Bottle of Water. If we don't lose Bath, then we want to trade off some stamina. Because otherwise we're making... Otherwise, I'm about to get the Restless bonus. That's just the default. You're probably going to get that. You're going to get that in Flood because you don't have the option to rest. Until that takes away your Restless. But you get what I mean. We're going to heal stamina, so it makes no sense to be at max stamina. So use that stamina for something. Whether it's the Cursed Doll or trading it for reason. I could also shoot this encounter, but we're going to probably wait 1 turn. Yeah, we're going to wait 1 turn. Or I could Cursed Doll twice. Yeah, I'm going to Cursed Doll twice, actually. We need to get it to 15 HP or under, and then we just fire. Guns! But anywho. And then we also have Daddy's Girl, that's right. So actually, we might still... We're gonna top ourselves off. Okay, we don't overheal, though, so that's fine. And we also nearly top ourselves off in Reason, but we'll hold on to that bottle of water. Actually, let me take more stuff out. Like a branch, the painkillers can stay. I would like 6 damage to throw on demand. But, as we get into round... Or we could throw it away for sailors. But we'll look at ramen first and decide what we want to do. Although I could have taken sailors, because if I run into the Burning Man, then I could have gotten a lot more experience. That's a small optimization if RNG persists or RNG allows. So what I mean by that is I could have taken sailors, because if I run into the Burning Man, I would have grabbed more things to throw away, both for sailors and for ramen. But now that I took ramen first, there's no guarantee that if I throw these 2 branches, I'm going to run into Burning Man. Unless I try to force Burning Man, but that's a different thing to think about entirely. But I'm gonna Curse Doll once and treat this as if it's doing -2 all. But the next turn I should be able to 1-tap him. I might have been able, I think I would have been able to 1-tap. Yeah, I would have been able to 1-tap it regardless, but I'm kind of relaxed right now. That's just how relaxed I am. I shouldn't be, but I am. So, we'll move on. Oh, we can take a nap here. 2 Doom for 1 stamina, 1 reason. It's not the best, but it's also not bad. And we can just take stamina damage here and move on with life. So yeah, that's for World of War custom content. I'm working on another character, but also want to get to mysteries. And technically events, but I know I don't have enough time to basically replace every single event in World of War with an event that's featured around just 1 custom character, basically. Also, if I had gotten both thorough investigations, I would have been able to hit level 6, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Moriko doesn't really need to hit level 6. I think she's perfectly fine the way she is at level 4, even level 4. But for the purposes of increasing our stats, let's grab this. Also, Quick Thinking would help, so 1 Quick Thinking into the mansion. Or just in general, Quick Thinking is used in more than 1 event. But 2, a thing. Hold on, let me just make sure. So this is not guaranteed. I think this is, though. 90%. I'm going to roll on it, because I have the Cursed Doll to sit on. But I think this is guaranteed. No, it's not. 90% again. That's a lot of stamina lose. Actually, I'm just gonna guarantee this. So I'm gonna Curse Doll. Does minimum 4 damage, and then I just do this. Why is my perception so low? I thought Moriko had at least like 6 or 7 base perception. Anywho. No, it's Infected Wound. Dexterity and Perception, right? Yeah, okay, that's why. Because of that. Although I thought Moriko would still have more perception. Anywho. Moving on. Lose 2 reason. That's fine for the moment. Also, did I throw stuff? I didn't throw stuff away. Let's do that. So, throw the painkillers away. I could throw the Cursed Doll away. Yeah, let's throw the Cursed Doll away. Probably don't need it anymore. We're on Timeline A, but just being safe. Huh, Moriko really only has 6 base perception? We did run into the tower window, so we're gonna Quick Thinking. And we're at a maxed out level Seaside. I forgot about that, but it's fine. If we're sitting on experience, well, I could hit level 6. I think cigarettes would serve me better, especially since I have Takushi-san at my very first thing. So if I smoke these cigarettes right now, they will last as much as they need to. Also, I have 4 bullets, but hey. That'll also fight against the Drench status effect that I have right now, but as we run to the Drowner Sponge... yeah, we'll do stuff. I think I can do this. Yeah, they're not guaranteed, but... also, Cursed Doll actually would have been helpful here, but... that's the way it rolls. Also, 90% miss, but let's see if I miss again. I don't. So we should be able to just Desperate our way out. I probably could have Desperate actioned last turn, but again, I just feel so comfortable right now. Although I will prepare to throw the old shotgun, just in case, but we're on encounter lockout. The event shouldn't kill me. Oh wait, we're on high threat level. No! I just realized that I hit the one. I actually should have rolled there if I knew I was gonna die from this, but why did I do that to myself? I knew better. I looked at my reason and I was like, I'm at 3 reason. I should probably rest. There's no reason for me not to rest. No! I had fetid fumes, but there's no reason for me to die there. I also should have kept the cursed doll, so it was a series of unfortunate events and mistakes. So my first mistake was getting rid of the cursed doll over the painkillers, because I knew, I say it all the time, I'm like, I lose more reason to roll the 4 than I do stamina, at least for me anyways, but if I believed that, I should not have thrown away the cursed doll. I should have thrown away the painkillers, because that would have been like, I need less stamina than I do reason. And I could have used the cursed doll, because that Drowner Sponge does reason damage, so I would have traded off stamina and been fine. And then here I should have just taken the risk, because if you fail, you lose reason regardless. You lose more reason, but when you succeed, at least I'm not guaranteed to take -2 reason. So, the Moriko Headless Mannequin, I'm going to release an audio video. It might take up to a week, but it'll be released at some point. And yeah, let's, I guess I'll do a 3rd run just to see what would have happened. But yeah, there's no reason for me to have died here. This is my last mystery at 74%. So, I said literally 20 minutes ago when I was talking about the helmets, that the masks you can wear, and I'm like, yeah, I lose more reason than I do stamina. But I was feeling I guess I was getting too comfortable, right? Like, I was getting too comfortable. I did set the police patrols to the seaside, but that didn't matter, because it's still a high threat level location where penalties can exist. So, yeah, and again, let's be real, I'm not going to be humble about this because it's just objectively true. I do make less mistakes than the average person playing World of War, because whenever I watch someone play World of War, especially on Harbinger, there are a lot of optimizations that people can do, but I don't blame them for it. These are things that you just have to learn over time. And who really plays World of War more than... Well, actually, I don't have World of War on Steam, so I can't check my hours, but, less than, I would guess... 100 people. I'm not going to say a few dozen. I think more than a few dozen play World of War more than have more than a few hundred hours, but maybe not. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, there's no reason for me to have done this. I think there's no way out unless I have paranoia, and even then I don't have an ally. Never mind. Also, Moriko has Daddy's Girl, so Moriko actually heals a lot more stamina over reason. So there's, again, I should have probably taken the thing, but yeah, I don't think there's any way out of this. I'll nom the painkillers, but they won't help me. So yeah, we'll deal with that. We'll do one more run just to see what would have happened. We'll entertain the thought. So as we get into quick play, Katak Eldritch Parasite. So not really much of a change in terms of the settings, but the actual strategy I employ will be different. So let us find out. Gozaimasu, and we will go into Eldritch Parasite and see how bad... Oh, wow, Eldritch Parasite. I mean, I knew it was a recent backstory, but boy. And because we're on Katak, that means your battles are your battles. So if we run into Rumu Ghost, you pretty much die on Eldritch Parasite on Harbinger. I don't see how you don't die on Eldritch Parasite. That's just way too much damage to be taken. But we'll see. Maybe you don't run into Rumu Ghost, but as we have a light check, 8 strength, 8 knowledge, Takushi-san dexterity, and maybe a second encounter check. Just gonna remember my second encounter anyway, but Takushi-san is on the 4th floor, so that empty bottle is near useless, but we can throw it for damage if need be. And we can, we'll wear something else. So yeah, no outfit here. Moriko only has 4 base until you add the 5th one. And we will see what we have on our plate. There's that footage, flood, coma, bulletin, sailors. So is there actually any chance of running to Rumu Ghost? No, right? Because there are no mansion investigations. Unless you visit the mansion twice in footage, but knowing my RNG, I guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out, but the more important thing is that we're going to sit here and look for Mind Drain and or Ghostly Spear. Unless our Doom hits 25%, then we just have no choice but to trek on. But anywho, we'll see. Okay, we get Ghostly Spear immediately. And we'll see what else we get. I'll sit here for a bit more. Protective Carvings. If I have Ghostly Spear, I might as well cast it. And we'll sit here for about a couple more Doom, but we won't need any more. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we'll move on. No point wasting more time. We'll cast that, and we'll move on. Just in case. We are in Kathak, so it would be nice to not lose more damage. Also, we have out of funds. Whoops. But maybe we don't need to prepare. Prepare will add a kind of a handful of Doom. So, Doom and Moriko looks cute. Looks cute, no Gothic, but a fan of Gothic style, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't think there are a lot of bad outfits. There may be, relative to common community opinion, there may be questionable art choices here and there, but normally I don't think any of the outfits are really bad. Also, we hit 0 funds again, so I guess we're gonna trade off Reason and see what happens. So we do Ghostly Spear 2 times. Although I think I need to do it 3 times because these are not... I don't even get to go for 12 damage, sorry. And even this is not guaranteed. 90% into 90%. So... Did I get hit by there? Okay, good. No, we didn't. Or did we get hit? We got hit. No, I didn't react. I saw that I missed 1, but I wasn't sure if I actually missed. Well, anywho. Kiryu Haru's epic, though? Yeah, it is. I mean, Haru looks snazzy in those suit outfits anyway, but... Yeah. Nice perception failure, Moriko. One of the few people with... Okay, but actually, no. Does Haru actually have more perception? Anywho. I will grab funds to avoid out of funds, or try to grab funds. We did, though. And we'll pray to lose Reason here, because our Doom is quite high. I accidentally visited the forest again. So there's my first mistake of the run. Maybe we get a dog for it. Well, we get a dog for it, so it's fine. Although we have to visit the village 3 times, so let's actually police station the village for the moment. And we'll move on. This is with protective carvings, by the way, so that's why I was like, oh, I wasn't sure because I was like, is my stamina any lower? And it is, because I expected to lose 3 stamina, but we have protective carvings. So we only took 2 stamina in that apartment stalker fight. And yeah, now we sit here and cast Ghostly Spear for more. Keeping in mind that the lighthouse, as we hit our max stamina, does kind of dictate what our thresholds for max stamina might be, and on average, you're probably going to lose more stamina than Reason. That's just because there are 3 checks that reduce stamina by 3, compared to 2 Reason checks that I don't remember this event. That's guaranteed experience. I guess I'll always take that one. That overall decrease Reason by 5. So even just number-wise, both in the number of trials and in the number of HP lost, you lose more stamina than Reason. One of the few moments you lose more stamina than Reason. But anywho. Yeah, this dog. Look at this version of the dog. But actually, probably gameplay-wise, the most useless. And then we get Blood Moon, so that's not going to help my double shotgun attacks. But if we get a thing that we did not, it would have been fine, but we didn't. So, yeah. I actually should check my lighthouse. I've already kind of committed to strength. And we do have a strength check, so hey. As long as we don't get Frostbite into no way to get rid of Frostbite, we should be okay. I know this run, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter, but... You know, surviving as many runs as possible would be a good thing to do. Now, the question is, do I run... Okay, I'm just curious, though. I'm just going to run to the mansion twice and see if I run into Rumu Ghost. But also, this would decrease the amount of forest investigations I do. And we do get a flashlight for our trouble, so extra perception. And we didn't run to Rumu Ghost, so hey. Still, though, I would rather fish for Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain, so that is that. And I think Fatal Floor might actually be more helpful for me here. If I had something else in the storage, maybe. But we'll see. So we'll move on. But yeah, not much else to the stream. Maybe I will kind of show you. Again, it's not going to be anything too fancy. But the only thing I would say is that I usually keep, like, templates of mysteries. Or not templates of mysteries, but you get what I mean. I keep templates around to kind of get things done faster. That kind of makes sense, right? I think I'm willing to actually sit here and not cast Ghostly Sphere. I'm still sitting at max 27 stamina, by the way, so you know what? This is actually the better of the two evils. And let's see if I hit this. I should actually go for this. 95 into 95. Pretty much near enough 90%. Or 91%, but 90%. And so when I'm making something, yeah, again, I have templates set up so I don't have to copy pasta off of some other characters. Copy pasta, anywho. I think that's actually what it is. It's supposed to be kind of not explicit. What's the word I want to say? Suggestive of things, but I don't know for sure. Also, I'm losing a bunch of reason, but hey, is it spores? I think it would. Yeah, spores. But I also wouldn't doubt if it's actually a, you know, also going to be suggestive in certain ways. But most of the time in World of Horror, things are related to the not super. What do I want to say? The fantastic and the fantastic, but also gore related, because we are in a forest, so. As the Kinoko Gatherer will show us here, and we do have Fatal Flora for this. Okay, well, actually, I don't want to do that, but that does more damage than the Ghostly Sphere, so it happened to work out. Do I get this? No, I do not. That makes me sad, but we'll take our guaranteed out. Yeah, Kinoko is mushroom. I forgot if it's a specific type of mushroom. I'd have to look up again, but in its general layman form, yes, it's a mushroom. But as I do every single forest investigation in the forest phase for footage, I did forget what my second encounter was. It wasn't the apartment stalker, that I know, because I fought that first, because I complained about the concussion thing. And we'll see what else I can do. We'll keep increasing strength for the purposes of strength. Coma into sailors. So coma into sailors. Nope, never mind. I had flood. I missed it. Oh, wow. I think that's the biggest mistake I've made this stream. Well, that's gonna hurt a bunch, because in flood we cannot do a thing. Oh yes. Also, welcome again. For anyone who's new to chatting at all in this channel, I would like to give you a warm welcome. Or if you're lurking, I would like to welcome you as well. But yeah, that was the biggest mistake I've made so far this stream, is not taking Flood third, because now... Because, yeah, with the Ghostly Spear Mind Drain stat, I still have to somehow defeat enemy B. So for the turns I'm hitting enemy B, I'm taking reason damage, pretty much. But we'll see. I do have bullets, but I don't think it's going to save me. Especially with how many times I'm probably going to be needing to cast Ghostly Sphere, but we'll see. And for the purposes of the lighthouse, I should be remembering every enemy I run into from here on out, because they cannot be my second encounter. But anywho. Oh, we'll see. Don't ruin the calm moment, because while we don't heal reason, we don't lose reason, because it's not at a high threat level. Otherwise, we would have lost reason. Can't heal, so we are slowly reaching the reason threshold. I haven't checked the lighthouse, but we do need to take Flood now. And now this boss is dealing, well, actually dealing 3 damage, so I do need to brace. Don't know if that's better or worse, but we're just gonna eat this 2 stamina to the face, because either way, we get things done. I mean, yeah, 1 Ghostly Spear. I could have done Ghostly Spear once and then 1-turn the guy, but hey. The game is so the game is so frustrating at times to see me suffer instead of going through it on your own. Yeah, fair enough. I do suffer, and a lot of the suffering is caused by me, so I can't even complain. But as we likely grab an occult diary here, we do still want to cast Ghostly Spear, because 2 all damage is 2 all damage. Actually, we cast Protective Carving, so we're taking a lot less reason damage, but still, though, taking 1 reason compared to 2 reason, losing 2 reason compared to 1 reason is a lot more reason to take in Eldritch Parasite. Also, we don't get the best odds here, but 95%. Okay, good. That Occult Diary goes into the Aether of our storage for now, but it's not completely gone, so we'll grab the Theologist and move on. I can't complain, I like it. Yeah, I do like it, though. Tap into the power and lose 2 Doom because we're in Flood, so that's perfectly fine. And yeah, this bottle of sludge is probably going to get thrown. Or I'm also willing to lose 2 stamina. That hasty 80 is probably going to pop into something, but yeah, we can't really do much else, so we just run away immediately, and into this boss fight we go. So, we throw everything at this boss. We throw everything at this boss because we need to get out ASAP. But we also likely just shoot the boss a lot. Or sorry, enemy B. We'll cast Ghostly Sphere until we're pretty much near the thing, because that's, I mean, this is technically a bug, because you can't cast damaging spells on enemies you want to. And yeah, not much else to say about that. So, let's see what actually happens if I do this. I wonder if I bug the game out in some weird way. So we're gonna take 1 or 2 reason damage. I forgot which. 2 reason damage. And then I can cast... Nope, I shot the thing. Wow, you can't fire at the second enemy either? Really? Is that a real thing? Well, that's real interesting. I guess we're gonna do this. We have 1 mystery left, and we're probably about to die soon, so... I have to roll out RNG here. Yeah, I have to roll on RNG here. I have ringing ears, that's unfortunate, but... Yep, missed the strong, missed the attack. Well, hey. Turned into broken nose, so resting is even less effective, and yep, we are not gonna go well. We're not doing well. So we cast Ghostly Sphere to keep the boss down. And actually I got some weird experience there. So yeah, that does cause some wonky things to happen. But hey. But yeah, we're probably about to die to reason. We can't get our charisma to 8, so no point trying. We do have a light source, so we do have... If we hit 2 reason and we have the charisma check, we're dead. But we thankfully don't have the charisma check. So now what I'm hoping for is I don't die to events. I still have failed the challenge either way, but again, this is just a fun run to do. You know, I think I'm actually willing to fight this boss for whatever reason. Oh, because I have Ghostly Spear, but... we'll see. Oh yeah, you can make mods on anything. You can change this whole game completely to be something completely different. But anywho. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that much. So if you want World of Dog, you can turn the World of Horror into World of Dog. Yeah, you'll still get allies that are human, but you get what I mean. All the events, enemies, and mysteries can become all dog related. So hey. Lift the heaviest box, because we don't need the stamina. Be a tad much, the game is already being brutal as it is. Yeah, so, right. That's one reason when you fail. I have 8 strength, by the way, and I rolled a 10. Anywho. I mean, again, we survive in the lighthouse as long as we don't die to reason here. So even if we have to fight this boss, which we do have, we should survive no matter what in the thingy-majiggy, the lighthouse. But we also have enough stamina to just not to be perfectly fine regardless. Now the real question is, do I remember my second encounter? Because I don't. We'll move on. I don't think we ever lost Bath, but unfortunately we don't get to heal because Eldritch Parasite, but hey. And we do have Takshisan, but we also have the second encounter check. I think we survive no matter what, though. So, whether I do or not, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? That is going to go completely useless on an Eldritch Parasite run, but that's just how Eldritch Parasite runs go, and we climb this lighthouse, and we're probably perfectly fine. Because if nothing else, we can just send both of these allies at Takshisan. They'll keep him pinned down as Moriko ascends the lighthouse. Because sending your ally doesn't mean they die. Maybe they just get really injured and have to stay in the hospital forever. Or for, well, forever. That might be a fate worse than death, but we'll see. Actually, no, that wouldn't be. But as I do send the dog and Ryuichi into Takshisan here, we can afford to take a hit of doom. It's not going to do too much. I could have also cast Ghostly Spear, and I guess we will. We'll impale Takshisan in these Ghostly Spears. 2 Ghostly Spears, a dog, and Ryuichi later, and Moriko continues ascending. World of Shiba! Yeah, I'm not going to be making that. That's an endeavor that's going to be too much for me. Totoru, I don't think actually was my second encounter. Or actually, it may have been. Otherwise, it would have been the, I don't know, actually, it could have actually be the Twisted Dog. I'm going to say Twisted Dog, and it was the Twisted Dog. And yeah, if I didn't make that mistake in the second run, I would have passed this challenge, because I survived this run despite all my gripes and complaints. So, yeah, without further ado, that's going to be that. I could just end the stream now, but I think I will show you a bit of a thing. So, I guess as nothing else as a sneak preview. Unless anyone has a request, then this is the time to ask for something, any custom characters or whatnot. But let me just reload the game and kind of show you things, because I don't know. By the time I release both of these things, anyone watching from the future probably won't benefit from... The benefit to seeing this and, you know, knowing about it wouldn't be prevalent. So, you know, I'll show you both things that I was planning on doing. Not that I was going to do it for a while, but it's nice to show. So, let me just look for that. No, not that. That's something else, although I was planning on that. What I have to do is this. So I have to take this Ito file out, put it in here. And let me just make sure this looks like something that I can see on OBS, but I do need to reload. Actually, I should have gone, because you don't need to hold the Q button when you go to the character select screen. You can just hit it. But as we get into this, and I don't have any custom characters loaded, but it's fine. I don't need to show. So, yeah, I'm just going to show this off. And, yeah, wouldn't be shocked if the next character will be a doggo. We already have a dog character, a custom character anyway, if you didn't know. But if you do, I mean, there are 3 dog allies and the shop dog, so... As I show you this, I mean, so here's the thing. I'll kind of explain the behind-the-scenes process. So, obviously I'm making this. I'm about to enter it too, but there's not much to it. This kind of shows off my templates. An official one? Yeah, an official dog character would be a thing, wouldn't it? I mean, Kana exists, but... So I had to shorten the title, because otherwise it doesn't fit, so I might as well have said it. I might as well have done it this way. And this is kind of my template. I just kind of just leave blank screens here and there. That way, when I work with the template that I have, I know what the actual dimensions are going to be. So, for the most part, the narrations are the same, but... I am going to try and, I guess, narrate, if that makes any sense, in the voice of usually the custom characters that I gear them towards. But at the same time, obviously, School Scissors, you cannot leave yourself in a school location. So for balance purposes, yes, you do have access to the whole town. It's nothing you can do. And for the most part, again, testing out at least the text and functionality of it before working on the art, which is probably just going to be World of Horror art here and there. But hey, so that's just the narration of the things going on and just making sure things go. But I won't show you the end of it because, well, 1, there's not much to it, but also 2, things. So this is, yeah, template event 001. That's just what happens when I'm testing out forest events. I think this one's a strength one because I... You know, was just trying things out, adding out big injuries here and there. That might actually be closer to another mystery that actually exists as a custom mystery, but you get what I mean. Just testing things out, making sure that nothing looks odd text-wise. I think that's the main test for now. But as I get into implementing or putting in art and stuff, it's not gonna be anything too fancy. Because otherwise, that would be, yeah, I do have to split my time in between things, and that'll be that. So, yeah, not really much else to show for that. Just know that when I put it out, there's probably going to be at least a handful of mysteries, but minimum 2 for now. But I do want to make 2 very custom mysteries as I prepare a thing. So, with one last thing, I will show you a thing on screen. And actually, I need to move it a bit, but... Yeah, I think it's kind of fine. No, I should move it a bit. So, I'm going to do this. Let me see if I can center this properly. I cannot, because... Is it really like this? Is it really going to be like this? It is. Okay, no, I can do it. So, this is the next custom character I'm working on. It's kind of still drafted, because I think I'm on... So the way I usually... I can actually show you. I can actually show you the kind of the process I'm going in. So, I start with a draft. So, I can show you this, and I think this should appear properly. So let me switch over. And yeah, so I started kind of like this. I do still have like conceptual drafts and whatnot, but I'll show you the step-by-step process. So the step-by-step process is usually I start by making a body figure so that it fits on screen. I have the guides as well that should also show on screen. But, so this is usually like the template I'm working with. If you want them, you can ask for them. Not really anything too particular. They are going to be in the, I think, XCF format, but again, having this thing, and then I have these guides up when I'm working with the software I'm using. I'm using GIMP. And then I kind of just go through layers. I do try to organize things here and there, but just in case I need to go back, that's why I have layers as different drafts. And as I fill things out, the character kind of fills out. I make adjustments here and there, like, you know, if I need to make the face bigger, wider, if I make it make it skinnier, there I kind of add more detail to the character in general. But usually it's a slow process of adding details and whatnot, making sure the clothes fit right, like just kind of seeing. Sometimes I kind of just scribble here and there and see what, you know, looks good and what doesn't, but obviously I try to normally follow a structure. So, and this is kind of just how far I've been. There are in-between steps, but those are kind of just deleted or, you know, not as functional. So, yeah, and I do have like body templates here and there based off of the original characters. That's kind of where some of my custom characters start, because if it makes sense, like, you know, sometimes you want a custom character that's staring straight at the screen, like Kyrie now, recent Kyrie. Sometimes you want a character staring the other way, like Miku. Sometimes you want a character that's kind of leaning one way but still staring at the screen, like Koji. But yeah, if you can guess which character this is, I mean, because it's kind of obvious. Not obvious, but if you've seen the character before on the internet, then you know. But without further ado, yeah, not really much else to say on that front. Still gonna be now I have to be working on the fanfic. I was gonna be writing it anyway, but now I have to work on the visual or the audiobook / live read video. It's only gonna be about 2,000 words long, so there's that, and that does present a more of a different kind of challenge writing. Because there is a reason why you write short stories, flash fiction. You think because there's less words, it's easier. No, it can be hard. So, without further ado, yeah, not much else other than that. Still working on developing a game. That's slowed down because I'm currently juggling things at the moment. This channel aside, but when it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm also still playing Stardew Valley. Yes, I'm probably going to put out a trying to play video later this day. And since I'm going to be putting it out, no point hiding it. It's Hollow X Break. It's a short game at least, but yeah, just that, because I've also played Hollow Cure on this channel, so just prepping myself for updates of games that I do, you know, enjoy playing here and there. But if you've noticed, usually a trend in a lot of these games that you can kind of set them on and off. You can leave them on and, you know, nothing really bad happens. But I mean, that's true of most games anyway. Short, quote unquote, yeah. So, yeah, without further ado, yeah, not much else to say. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to close this out in the next 30 seconds or so. Otherwise, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. If you want to do more, I mean, I do have other places to donate to, like, you know, PayPal, Streamlabs, if you want to go. So the difference between those two is that Streamlabs and PayPal hits me quicker, whereas YouTube and other things revolving around, streaming platforms and content creation platforms, you have to reach a threshold. So while it does help me, and it does help me, it really does, more than direct helping, it is a slow process if you want to know. More specifically, you have to wait for a certain payment threshold. This is all available through, well, in YouTube's case, the Google support pages. So I think it's usually, it might depend on the person, but usually around the threshold of like $800 to $1,000 before you can actually cash out. But that makes sense, because otherwise if you're cashing out small amounts, that can cause problems, not just for banks, but just like transferring things in general, because yeah, well, there can be weird things here and there. You don't want to be not taxed, but you don't want to be paying off of what's it called, transaction fees off small amounts if they are very flat based. But you know, Sprite and Beld already would like to have read the novel fanfic. So no, so the novel and fanfic, or for Mizuki, does exist. If you go to the video, it should at least exist in the description. But I also plugged it into the fan art channel of the official World of War Discord. If you search for posts by me specifically in that channel. But yeah, without further ado, gonna be working on the Moriko thing. Hopefully I don't forget somehow. And yeah, that will be that. So anyone watching right now or in the future, I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!